Blah, blah. Crafting metaphors for handmade success. Episode number 4. Yeah, we're at 4 actually today. If you don't know what I'm going to be talking about, you probably haven't seen the previous episodes. It's going to be useful to see the first one because I nailed the 5-step process, which I'm digging into deeper in all of the next episode. And today is episode 4, where we'll dig into third step of the process, which is actually perfecting the work. So you already prepared, you already started, and now you're aiming at the goal you've set up for yourself. And the metaphor I used was the handmade scarf. So you already had the wool, you, I don't know, booked a crocheting workshop, you're there, somebody pushed you into, first loop. So you started, and then you're at the third step, which we're digging into today. So you started. So you're making that first row, you're making that chain, first set of loops, and it's somehow crappy and it's uneven and you're like really not satisfied with it, but you're kind of, it's mixed with this pride that, oh shit, I didn't know that I'm capable of that, like, but I'm doing it. Like, it's uneven, but I'm doing it, I'm progressing, like. And then the tutor tells you, oh, now you have to undo it, like it's not even, like. Now you have to untangle it, so you like take it off from your loop, or like your knitting loop, or like a knitting stick or crochet, and then you like undo it, and then it's like, shit, I just did that, I needed to like ruin it. Oh, that's this pain. And see, there's this whole array of emotion. There's this pride mixed with sorrow, with feeling hurt, with feeling like a shitty baby that's starting all over. Like, we don't even remember how it was to learn to walk, right? We did fall a couple of times, right? But we kind of forgot how it is when we're adults. And here at this knitting workshop, again, we need to feel like this crappy kid that needs to fall down 1,000 times in order to make that first step. And that's what we do. And that's the magic of that step. And when we take it as an allegory of life, like here we're pursuing that dev scarf that we really want to have to wrap around our neck. But in life, we're maybe pursuing bigger goal, like, starting our own business and having those 10K months, right? So we're making errors. We're having this whole array of emotions. Like, we're starting something. I don't know, we started this email list, but then nobody's signing up. Like, my freebie is crappy. Like, I don't even want to do that. Like, I don't know what to write. Like, and when I write it, it's crappy. I wouldn't want to read that as well. Like, so we kind of tangle those loop, but then we untangle and then we tangle again. Maybe it's a bit better, and then it's crappy again. So I need to undo it. It's the same with business. We feel we suck, and at the next moment we're like, no, I'm not giving up. I want that goal. Like, shit, I feel those like 10 demands, right? I want to get there, so I'll do that email marketing shit. And we feel all of those, like, and what is paradoxical, just like with the scarf, by being imperfect, like by allowing ourselves to make those errors and undo the work, and like being open to undo the work, when we let go of that expectation that it has to be perfect each time, suddenly the loops become more even. When we get calmer, like while, for example, leading workshop, our breath becomes, more even, more steady, more calm. We start doing those loops and they are like really working. And loop after loop, row after row, our scarf is materializing on our hand. Just like with the business, like when we chill out, when we kind of let go and we, I don't know, maybe have fun, suddenly we have inspiration to write that epic email. And suddenly it resonates with people. Suddenly we even like the email we wrote. We're like so damn proud with it. And the vast array of emotions we feel goes from up and pride and really satisfied to down, like I didn't do the next email, though beautifully, yes, I did the previous one. And then we go up again, like, okay, but I know how to do it. Like I need to chill out and then have this inspiration, write it down, and like and the next one was really crappy again. Like, but then we sail. We have a sail. Like, oh my god, it's peaking. And then we have like a really crappy month that we've got no income and we're like figuring out, we will never hit that 10K month. So see, just like with this scar, once we allow ourselves to think that the failure, all the undoing, untangling is just like embedded part of the process, that it needs to happen in order for those beautifully, evenly put together loops to happen, we let go. We let go of the expectation that each row needs to be perfect. We accept that there are rows that need to be untangled for the 10th time. And in a way that frees us, like sets us free from that expectation. And that's when, paradoxically, when we're imperfect, we perfect our work, we perfect our tool set, we perfect even the feeling of satisfaction of pursuing that scarf goal, which in real life can be this 10K month. And we fall in love with the process. I don't know whether that happens to you. And I don't know how far in your business or your pursuits or your plans or goals are you, but I did hit the 10K month and I haven't realized about that because I was so in love with the process by that time that I totally missed that goal. What I mean, like when you're so much craving for the scarf, you just like dream how you put it on and then how all your friends gonna be asking you like, where did you buy that? And you're like, I did it myself. Like I did wrap all those ropes all by myself. You kind of forget about the pleasure that can be drawn from knitting it or crocheting all by yourself. And once you set yourself from this expectation, this attachment to the end result, this scarf itself, once you focus on creating those loops, row after row, loop after loop, you fall in love with the process. I had that situation when I was like doing another row and another row, and it was so fun and so pleasant. Like my breath starts to, calm down. I forgot about, scrolling the social media. Like nobody can talk to me because I'm so focused. They're like, there's this magic, this yoga of the mind that happens. I was so into that process, so in love with it, that my scarf turned out to be 3 times longer because I was knitting like crazy. And I just like kind of forgot that I was supposed to finish. So it's just like with those 10K months, you start to be so fallen in love in writing those damn newsletters every week that they become so epic and you're so drawn, so in love with that process that you hit the 10K month and you don't even realize. Like you go on and on and on with those emails and they start to be like the best emails in the market, like in the industry. And you sell with those like crazy. And then suddenly you wake up and it's like 100K month. And you're like, shit, what did that just happen? You did fall in love with the process. You accepted that the failure is a part of the process. It's embedded that being imperfect is a part of perfecting your work. The way you do the things, the process, the journey becomes way more important than the next goal, which is completing the goal. And it's so funny because I got the notes. That's why I'm looking down. Because by questioning the quality of your work, you strive for perfection. You strive for better. So see, there will be that moment where you're creating even loops. And they're okay. Like the scarf could be done. But then you're like untangling the perfect loops because you want to have more complicated pattern, for example. So see, once you accept that it doesn't need to be perfect, you paradoxically become more and more like perfecting your work, but also it is a gateway for you to strive for excellence, strive for being better. Just like with the scarf, you can untangle a perfect loop in order to create a new pattern. Just like with the business, you can do something on autopilot, or you can choose to maybe upgrade the methods you've been given from your mentor and then add on something experimental, and this way become even better, become excellent, because you're so not afraid of failing that it opens you up for prototyping, experimenting, doing things the other way, your best way, your favorite way, your way. And that's this magic. Like, I'm writing this one down because by daring to experiment, by daring to be imperfect, by daring of making errors, you become a leader. You become a leader who goes quickly into your goal, the one that you did set for yourself. And see, it's totally okay to make errors because they're embedded part of the process, and they're the most important part for you to strive for excellence. I hope that step of this 5-step process, the matter of being imperfect and making errors and thus perfecting your work, is something that resonated with you. This metaphor from Handmade World that can be taken to like anything in your life, like business, life, relationship, kids, parenting, whatever. I hope that you're gonna take that with you and remember that there is no failure. It's always a lesson, and that's the gateway to excellence. That's a gateway to being better, to being you, because you cannot be doubled, cannot be copied, cannot be, you cannot be second to anybody. There's only one you in the world. And once you dare to make your errors, your mistakes, your, strives for something different, once you set yourself free from this fear of making mistake, of making something not the way it should be, supposed to be, you're able to perfect your work and calibrate your goal and perfect your goal and maybe even slightly change it, but it'll always be your goal that you're aiming at. Hope you're gonna get a takeaway also from this episode. That was the third step of the 5-step process. If you haven't seen the whole process and you really want to go back, or you forgot what was the next step, or what are they at the beginning, go back into the first episode. I nailed the 5-step process there. But then if you want to continue, we'll meet you in the next episode of this handmade blah blah, which is all about crafting metaphors for handmade transformation. And if you took away something from this episode, do comment or share it to a person that would benefit from that. I hope I'll see you in the next episode.